5 things you need to know about the upcoming lunar eclipse on September 17th. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about Bitcoin today. So welcome back to the Crypto Astro channel. None of this content is financial or investment advice. This content is intended for entertainment purposes only. But let's take a look at this lunar eclipse coming up. We will zoom in. You see the moon is directly opposite the sun. So it is a full moon. All lunar eclipses are full moons. And stay tuned until the end of this video for a surprising connection between Michael Saylor, the United States, and upcoming global events. Now, this lunar eclipse might impact Bitcoin as well, and it's important to be aware of that so you can be prepared. So, number one, Pisces is the sign that the moon is in during this lunar eclipse. And it is, if we turn around, we look opposite, the moon is going to be facing Neptune. So it has a wide conjunction with Neptune. Neptune is the planet of deception, confusion, those kinds of things. And also the dissolving of lines and boundaries. So this can create confusion in our individual lives, uncertainty, and potentially when it comes to the markets and Bitcoin, potential unclear signals, as well as global dynamics. Now, we also have Saturn in Pisces as well. It's not getting a conjunction, but we have the moon, Neptune, and Saturn all in Pisces, bringing more of that kind of confusion to the markets, maybe some contraction. We are definitely seeing some bearish activity with Bitcoin, with the crypto markets. Now, we also have, if we look over here, we have Mars. And the interesting thing about Mars is Mars just went into the sign of Cancer. And this is actually a challenging position. Mars in Cancer is not ideal because Mars is in fall in the sign of Cancer, meaning its energy is weaker or misdirected, potentially affecting emotions, as Cancer is a very emotional sign. It can it can kind of dampen our motivation, our drive, and our decision-making in more sensitive ways. So that, unfortunately, that's not the most positive energy there for markets. It is a good time to not be super assertive necessarily, but listen more to our intuitions and our emotions, maybe slow down a bit. Now, another interesting thing about this lunar eclipse, number 3, it's not a total lunar eclipse. Now, historically, what's interesting with total lunar eclipses, almost every single time lead us into a bear market with Bitcoin and crypto. This time, the good news, it is not a total lunar eclipse. So this is less intense, but it's still important to watch for any subtle changes that may happen on this lunar eclipse. Number 4, let's pull up this chart here. So we're looking at the United States of America here. This is the US chart. One interesting thing, so on the inside is the United States of America chart, which started in July 4th, 1776 in Philadelphia. Then on the outer circle, with the green here, these are the current transits, literally where the planets, a snapshot of where the planets are going to be during this lunar eclipse. Now, the very significant, interesting thing here is we take a look at the sun, 25 degrees, it's going to be squaring Mars here. Now, it is 4 degrees off, so it's not going to be extremely intense, but it is getting that square there. So the moon and the sun are squaring the United States Mars. And then additionally, we have Jupiter expanding that energy as well. So Jupiter is conjuncting Mars, so it's expanding the energy of Mars in the United States chart. Mars typically represents, it can bring WAR, so it can bring tensions, geopolitical tensions, potential escalations in events around the world, especially around, the current events that are happening. I think you know where I'm talking about. This can also affect the global leadership and economics. And so this could bring a lot of volatility. If escalations do happen, of course, that'll bring major volatility to the markets. We'll see if the Fed cuts once or twice with the Fed rates. But this could shake the markets, that's for sure, if that does happen. Now, another really interesting thing, I'm going to take a look at Michael Saylor's chart. And so for those Bitcoin fanatics, you know who Michael Saylor is. Major Bitcoin maximalist. And so we're seeing potential intense energy on Michael Saylor's chart. We take a look at Saturn opposing Michael Saylor's Pluto. So we go to Saturn right here at 15 degrees. And look at this. Michael Saylor's Pluto is at 15 degrees. Pluto is the planet of wealth. And a lot of billionaires have a very strong Pluto signature. Pluto is in the second house of income for Michael Saylor. So we often see this with billionaires such as Michael Saylor, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. They have very strong Pluto energy in their chart. And now take a look at this. His Pluto is conjuncting Uranus. So Pluto, the planet of wealth, is merging with Uranus, the planet of crypto. So he's making major wealth with crypto, that's for sure. But the problem is Saturn on this lunar eclipse is opposing his Pluto. So Saturn is bringing potential contraction, limitation, hard lessons in reality to his Pluto, the planet of wealth. So watch out for more volatility, maybe a dump in the markets. It's certainly possible. The good news, like I said, is it's not a total lunar eclipse, so it's likely not going to lead us into a bear market. But there could be small potential downside for Bitcoin and crypto markets, as Michael Saylor's actions and investments have a major influence on the crypto markets. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're invested in crypto or following these world events closely, this lunar eclipse is definitely going to be one to watch. I'll keep an eye on this, as I'm sure you will as well. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, as I'll be giving more insights on how astrology affects markets and global events. All right, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I'll see if there's any questions here. We got some commenters, just a couple. Thank you, Jack. Your presidency call between Kamala and Trump. Oh, gosh. No, I'm not doing that. You guys, so many astrologers tried to predict in the election with Trump and Clinton, and they all said Clinton was going to win, and they all got it wrong. So it's very, very difficult to predict. It's really on a razor's edge. It could literally go either way. I think it'll come down to the very last moment of the very last day. So I'm not going to put up predictions for that. It could honestly go either way. All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Let me know how you like this video. Comment below what other video requests you have for astrology and Bitcoin and crypto. All right. Talk soon, guys. Peace.